Oh shit!
Well, goddamn. Another one.
Oh, it's a new chapter.
Shout out to Ant.
Yo.
Merry New Year.
Hey, we back, baby.
Merry New Year, man.
We back, baby, man.
We made it.
2024 is in the building.
We made it. It's long awaited.
What they say is Mamba year now? You don't like that?
We'll talk. We'll talk.
I mean, we were talking about this new evolution of porn you watch.
That's bullshit. I didn't say anything like that.
What are you talking about?
I just said that handicap porn does exist. There is like paraplegic and amputee porn that goes on, man.
That's fair.
That's all I'm saying, dog.
Which type's your favorite? Legs or arms?
Nice try, but it's probably legs.
The fact that you got a straight answer, that's wild.
Come on, you ask a question, sometimes you get an answer. I'm not saying I watch that shit. I'm just saying if I did watch that shit, it'll probably be legs.
That's fair. With that being said,
or the absence.
Before anything, no, let's have a toast, man.
To a new year.
Before it gets crazy.
We made it, dog.
Yo, we made it another year, man. Hey, this is Katt Phoenix.
Hey.
Bow to your sensei.
Mr. Sweep the Leg.
Cole Brady.
Y'all already know what time it is, man.
Hey, Nito.
I'm glad to be back, man. That's a long vacation we had.
Yeah, man.
But ladies, just in case you forgot. Hey.
Nito.
Into the kid. Star double R. Crank that shit up.
I just realized at the end of that little drop right there, it says ladies.
It's crazy, bro.
I don't know why I think
you're overcompensating, bro. When you do that much, goddamn, you got a secret. You hiding something, dog.
What you trying to say?
You ain't got to do that much.
You know, at the end of the day, though, that's vintage CSP right there.
Yeah.
That's all the way vintage.
But it's a new era, bro.
Sometimes you got to carry the old.
Sometimes you got to carry the old. What the fuck is that supposed to mean?
I don't know. In my
Maybe
head,
you might even be into elderly porn.
In my head, the quote sounded good.
Yeah, I know. It didn't.
I don't know.
Execute.
Man. It didn't execute the way I planned. But hey, man, it's good to be back.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We had I guess real quick, I want to briefly say that I think we had a hell of a year.
We did.
We talked about it briefly on episode 300. You know, from you coming onto the show, pause.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
To think about. I was like, man, I just got here in April.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
You ain't even been here a year.
Oh, no.
And what has transpired since then? It's been potting. It's been talking to new people.
For sure.
Some familiar people.
For sure.
It went from jumping on other platforms and kind of just spreading a message, introducing new literature.
CSP has been good for me. For sure. CSP has benefited me in so many ways that I never imagined. You walk into some opportunity, some situations like this.
Yeah.
And it's just funny that it was like the year before. I was like, I'm gonna be on y'all show in a couple months. Y'all ain't never met me.
It was like a month before the new year.
Shit's crazy, dog, how life works out sometimes.
And I've often thought about it too, where I'm just like, you know, you work with different people.
Mm-hmm.
You sit down, you have conversations, and little do you expect that when you get introduced to somebody new that, oh, I'm gonna start working with this guy in a few months and I don't even know it yet.
Yeah.
And not only that, but you're right. Different opportunities happen. I may have talked to new people that I didn't expect to be speaking to.
To me, that was the best part of the year. That was the triumph of that year.
Yeah.
And that just goes with, you know, everybody's got their thing on what they're trying to work on. And my thing is unity, bro.
Yeah.
Space and opportunity for everybody. And you got to be the change that you want to see.
Yeah.
And I think that we enacted that. And I think great things are ahead of us because of it.
I agree. But let's not also forget that.
Shout out to Mozzie's World.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to Skrills and shout out to Jay.
It was crazy. Speaking on that, the fact that once that dropped, that happened, people were like, oh.
It's going to be a problem.
They were just, it kind of, I don't think most people thought that way. They kind of thought, well, this is what we want. Like, not maybe not wanted to see. It might have been something they didn't know.
Right.
But it was just like, this was good to see. And not only that, but, you know, to watch the visual and see us, you know, having a good time. and everybody enjoying each other's company, kind of back to where, what everybody used to be, and
what it should be.
The jokes was there, people was having a good time. It was genuine. What you saw there was happening pre-show and after show.
I think you just show how grown men act. In the absence of communication,
sure,
stupid shit grows that shouldn't grow.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And when you finally get around each other, be like, yo, that shit was nothing.
Yeah. And that's what it really boiled down to. And like I said, the details are history, and whatever those conversations that happen behind closed doors, if you weren't there, then it's something you're gonna have to imagine what happened.
Right.
Let's just say that at the end of the day, unity happened. Unity. And it was a beautiful thing, man. It was a great time. This is probably one of my favorite episodes, even though I felt me and Mozzie were damn near excluded. But
hey, man, you can't put me and Q in the same room on a certain topic and not expect us to go, dog.
We're learning
me and
this.
Q, dog.
We're learning this as we go along. But hey,
shout out to Q, bro.
Regardless, and shout out to Polo Marvin.
Shout out to Polo. Shout out to Entry.
I want to give the ultimate shout out to Ricky Ortiz for allowing us to use the space.
My brother.
Not even being a part of the show necessarily. He kind of just left it in our hands, be like, do your thing.
Facilitator.
And, just providing a space for us to be able to, bring a group of people to work together.
That space is Perfect Tender, by the way.
Yeah, Perfect Tender. It'll be opening soon.
Yes, sir.
And it's beautiful what Ricky is doing. Shout out to him. What he's doing around the city is incredible. I don't know anybody personally.
No.
Who's doing anything that he's doing.
No.
So it's dope that
Trailblazer.
You can reach out to these people. And I'll take a word out of what Polo has told me in the past. If I can reach out to you by phone, we got each other's number, like you look at him as more like a friend. More than just somebody right? And it's dope that we get to know people like this who are inspiring, and not only that, but motivating, as far as what can you really do? You know what I'm saying?
And they just got Texas front yard.
Shit. Shout out to Clay Davis.
Congratulations to both.
I kind of had a feeling that was going to happen. And if you don't know what Texas Front Yard Barbecue is, you never been. It was I guess you could say it was a place that was making noise on our side of town.
Marbach.
I'm not Marbach, but I drove to Marbach.
Okay.
I did drive to Marbach. That was the best thing to happen to Marbach. Besides Kai Phoenix.
You better stop playing, dog.
And now it's part of the umbrella.
Besame,
El Camino, all that. They're all one. And now it's part of that umbrella. And it's dope to see, because I do see places like El Camino and Besame as some of the most standout-ish food parks in the city.
Who stands out more than them?
That's what I'm saying. We know some dope people, man. But anyway, shout out to Ricky Ortiz yet again.
Yeah, I had a discussion, bringing it back to what we were talking about just a little bit earlier.
Mm-hmm.
With the Mamba year thing.
Sure.
I think I'm at this point where I can't stand for people to reference Mamba mentality
who
don't exercise Mamba mentality. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Now,
you talk about it a lot, but you be watching them like,
what are y'all doing?
You don't do nothing. You don't be executing nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Examples.
I don't know. I'm not gonna get no specific. I'm just gonna say people in general that are always talking about Mamba mentality, and then you look at them like, you're not doing Mamba. Why you always bring that shit up and you don't do it?
Yeah.
You shrink when you shrink in competition. That's not Mamba mentality. You don't do no research. That's not Mamba mentality. You're not up for the next challenge. That's not Mamba mentality. You just think Mamba mentality is to be cutthroat and angry at somebody you see as an op.
Or you're just a Kobe fan, or you like Kobe, so now you're utilizing.
So if it's going to be a Mamba year, execute. Don't just say that shit.
Yeah.
Just do something. Start.
I feel that.
Start, at least.
I feel that. Or at least create a blueprint.
That's
something.
I'm so tired of Mamba mentality and Illuminati and all that shit like that. I'm so tired of hearing it. We got to move on to some other shit.
I feel that. I do think that, I know for me, and probably for you too, I guess you could say we're in a sense, sports junkies. We love sports.
Sure.
We like basketball. We like boxing. We like martial arts, things of that sort. So, like with basketball, I've said it in the past, I feel like I hated Kobe when he's versing us, you know, and us being the teams that I represent, that I'm a fan of, right? You know, of course I hold it down for San Antonio. Of course I hold it down for Chicago because, you know, born in Chicago, raised here, and I always got a love for both, right? And then, you know, Kobe come in and he's, you know, doing assassin shit.
Yeah.
Or not only that, but the early 2000s when the back and forth, they win a title. We win a title.
I only hated the nigga for one negative reason, you know? For the most part, I hated him because he was so good.
Yeah.
And he went on our team.
You know,
he's on the rivals.
You know how many times in my head
he almost beat us by himself a couple times.
Wait till we get let Kobe get traded to San Antonio.
Dog, don't even get me started.
It wasn't realistic though.
Don't even get me started there. But the other reason I hated him because I thought he was like the worst teammate. But that was the only negative reason. For the most part, I hated him because he was so great.
Yeah.
And then about 6 years before he retired, when all the injuries started coming, once you realize, oh, he's almost out of there, then you're like, then I started rooting for him because I loved an NBA with him in it for me to hate.
You gotta have that, in a sense, like a villain.
You got to.
Right? The one who pisses you off. You know, it's just like, you know, people who have the teams that certain specific teams that piss them off. Like some Cowboys fans are like, oh, well, as long as so and so doesn't win.
Yeah, sure. We all had that. But I didn't want to see an NBA without him.
That's fair.
You know what I'm saying?
And I feel like the moment when LeBron is gone, it's going to be something similar.
Man, look, that's
that's
another
that part's
thing.
not being entertained yet.
That's another thing when people talk about like Kobe mentality, and they get it all fucked up. Like they won the in-season tournament, which features a championship and an MVP, and they're like, Kobe wouldn't have done that. Oh, you mean Mamba mentality means win some things. Not everything.
Yeah.
Some things. Because that's what Kobe was about. He only wanted to win some things.
Oh, but you know, folks ride the dick differently.
Nigga, it's if Kobe was here, he wanted to win everything that has a trophy and an MVP. Whether he wanted to hang up the banners, that's a different story because that's Lakers issues.
Yeah.
Anybody else, like Spurs, we would have hung that shit up. Lakers, they got different expectations.
Sure.
So whether he would want the banners hung up, no. But to win, be MVP, and be the first, Kobe would have been kicking at people's faces.
Yeah.
Trying to win that shit.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's another thing. We'll be talking about Kobe like that. You don't know what Mamba mentality is if you think he only wanted to win some things. He wanted to win everything. He didn't place the same value on some things as other things. But he wanted to win everything.
I can see
if
that.
it's a competition, if it's me and you, it's going to be me.
Oh, yeah. But I do think that's an important mentality to have because some people, when you settle for something less, you don't achieve what you possibly had the potential to achieve.
Yeah.
But that's just my opinion. But anyway, 24, shout out to Kobe, you know, RIP. Shout out to the family over there. I'm glad they're bringing some of his products back. They're bringing some new products out.
For sure.
And it's super dope. I just hate that it's impossible to get. That's the only thing. People, buy, you know, the resale market is crazy, but that's the story for another day.
Everybody wants it. It's going to be impossible to get it.
Everybody wants money. Everybody's making money off of it. That's the thing. The reseller. But that, like I said, that's the story for another day.
And it goes crazy too.
Oh,
so what's your goals, man? What you want to do this year, dog?
Me? Great news. We should be getting samples. I usually don't make announcements like this, but we should be getting samples real soon. People who've been waiting for merch, it's finally probably going to be on the way. Hopefully, we'll have a certain setup. We'll make more announcements later, but I'm excited about that. That's going to be.
You're trying to put some cotton on people's nipples, is what you're saying.
Yo,
what I say, what I do.
Why?
Pozzavelli.
The nips, though. That's
dog,
crazy.
I'm just saying. You know, you're trying to put some shirts on people.
Hey, man, you know, you got to warm them up, man. It's cold. Right. It's cold right now.
It's cold out there. It's cold out there in these streets. These 2024 streets.
The streets is wild right now. But yeah, I have that. I do. I want to see what new caliber of, certain guests there, or even if you want to call them guests, but just like what kind of people we're going to run into this year. You know, because everybody has something different to offer. Like, even the way we capped off last year, I didn't know that we were going to be sitting down with certain individuals. You know, even certain legendary individuals that I hadn't had a conversation with ever before.
Right.
And, you know, to be able to do things like that, it just kind of opens up doors where, you know, I'll be able to, you know, it's almost like where anything is possible, you know, as far as who's going to walk through the door. And so those things I'm kind of looking forward to, and expansion, you know, really expanding what we have done here. I don't think all this work should go and just be forgotten. I think that it should continue to evolve. It should continue to grow so that way people can be like, yo, man, I remember when they was here, but now this show's over here, you know, and I like what I hear, like when I go out and about. People who I don't even know who listen to podcasts tell me about ours.
Yeah.
They tell me about conversations we had. They're like, yo, y'all are crazy. And
about how much they don't
dope.
fuck with me?
Sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, that Phoenix guy,
Bro.
he has a sickness.
I understand. You know what I'm saying? For the most part, if I'm not enlightening, I'm annoying as fuck. I recognize that.
Yeah.
I'm either one or two things. I'm either enlightening or I'm annoying, and I get it.
I think, you know, but sometimes the reason why I can get along with different individuals is because I look through, I pay attention to their perspectives. I try to look through their perspective, you know, and like I can see why Kai Phoenix thinks this, and at the same time I can see why an IQ would think this, or a Norm, or, you know, whoever. And so it's not crazy to me. Like I think that everybody has their own views. And, you know, to bash somebody or to, you know, not be that accepting of their views, it's like, yo, you can agree to disagree.
Nah, I welcome that. You know what I'm saying? I think that everybody should have their position. At this point in my life, I want to be, and I strive to be an iconoclast. You know what that is?
Tell me.
Iconoclast is a breaker of ideas. You understand what I'm saying? Not everything, but I think that part of growth is resistance. You ain't growing in nowhere in life if there's no type of resistance.
Sure.
And I think that when you're around people who have very deep perceptions or big opinions, it's your job, if you fuck with somebody like that, if you disagree, to challenge them.
As you should.
Or you challenge thoughts, or you challenge different things, and it makes them have to defend. And if they can't defend, then they need to think about the position again, or it gives them a different perspective. It's growth inducing. And most people, you find out, like they don't really know what the fuck they're talking about. A lot of people argue with emotion.
Yeah.
A lot of people are not really informed or researched. So it's a reminder to do so if you're inclined to take that and go, all right, I need to go back to the drawing board. You know, I've sat down with Norm, and me and Norm have gone back and forth, and he said some shit that I didn't agree on. But maybe in that moment, that perception actually had me going back to the drawing board.
And thinking about it.
For sure.
Yeah.
You have to challenge yourself and challenge your actual beliefs.
That sounds, I mean, this could be a transition into a certain topic that's been hot in the streets, because I think there's been a lot of perspective on it.
Sure.
I think everybody will probably know who we get into right now at this point. But Mr. Williams, Mr. Katt. This, I mean, where should we begin?
I didn't gave it some thought. I think it's time. I think it's time to take Mr. Katt Williams to the dojo.
Oh shit!
Bow to your sensei. Bow to your sensei.
This is official.
What's your style?
My style? You can call it the art of fighting.
Take it to the
without
dojo,
fighting.
bro.
Show me some of it.
Now, I hope that everybody who's listening will listen. Right?
Let me get some context.
Sure.
Because I know you're about to go in.
Sure.
I didn't expect this to occur at the top of the year, but and just in case people don't even know what's going on,
they know.
If you're under a rock, though, just in case, clearly somebody who everyone knows, a very famous, well-known individual in Katt Williams. People know him from stand-up. People know him from Friday. He went on a show with Shannon Sharp.
Congratulations to Shannon Sharp too, who I fucked with.
I like Shannon Sharp.
I love Shannon Sharp. So congratulations.
I think he's a good speaker. I like that he allows for conversation. It makes me feel like it's a podcast platform.
Right.
You know, where conversation could just happen. It's not interview based.
Organic.
Yeah, very organic. Not only that, but
and you never know what you're going to like. It is how they described it. It is a space in where you can be comfortable, vulnerable, and that's something different.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, they brought on Mr. Katt Williams, and typically, I don't think everybody that did tune in would have tuned in until it was going as viral as it was going.
Shit,
immediately.
They were at 27 million in 3 days.
Yeah, and I'm talking about just day one though.
Oh, for sure.
Day one had people already kind of.
But you know, messiness will do that.
Of course, and of course, this also led to me to tune in, and obviously he had a choice of or I don't want to say choice of words, but he did have a choice of words. And he also
he didn't choose his words.
he has some things to respond to in his mind, and some things to, I guess, clear up. And I'm all in support of that, because I think that anybody who feels that they've been maybe misspoken on, maybe a false narrative has been out there or put out there, or an exaggeration of something has been put out there, I think that it's up to somebody who's passionate to, if they want to clear it up, they can clear it up.
Right.
And that's what these platforms are for.
I agree that everybody should be allowed their say.
Sure.
It's only right and it's only fair that everybody should be allowed their say to address certain things.
Of course.
You know what my problem is? I think too much.
You're a deep thinker?
I'm a critical thinker. Maybe deep, maybe sometimes.
Blend
maybe overthinking it.
A blend of both.
But I'm an active listener.
Sure.
Right? And I just think that I felt a sort of way based on, but I think it wasn't really necessarily about Katt Williams at all. I don't think it was about Katt Williams. I think it's a compilation of things for me. Like I'm alarmed at some people who are my age, who come from environments that I come from.
Sure.
From a specific attitude, right? That sometimes, or a lot of times recently, we don't have like a gift of discernment between fuck shit and trill shit.
Sure.
And I think we should know better sometimes, right?
Or know the difference.
But it's been a growing thing, and I just sit back and I watch it. Whether that be Katt Williams, whether that be Charleston White, whether that be Orlando Brown, whether that be Whack 100, whether that be Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Sure.
And I watch people's reaction to them, and it's alarming. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't discern a truth teller from a clout chaser.
Sure.
And that's the trend that I saw that I find a problem. We can start from the beginning. Let's call a spade a spade.
Okay.
I know a 50 Cent strategy when I see it. And it works every fucking time. So congratulations to him. Katt Williams just started a tour.
Yeah.
So what you think that's going to do to ticket prices?
Not just the prices, but hey, we might see sellouts happen a little quicker than usual.
Bro, them ticket prices are going to go up like they never gone up before, because everybody wants to go and see if he's going to say some more shit. And he is.
Sure.
Which means you're riding your success off of talking bad on other people's name. That's a textbook clout chasing.
That's fair.
And it's great marketing, though. 50 Cent did the same shit. I'm going to start some beef, and I'm going to sell some records. Pac did the same shit. Pac did his shit, and he got cornered by Nas at one of them award shows, and Pac just sort of laughed at him. Was like, Nas was like, "What's up? What you doing?"
Yeah.
And Pac was like, "I'm selling records." And niggas was like, "Oh, you got to respect that shit."
Now, the only difference is, like, I understand what you're saying about individuals doing.
We'll get to it.
Individuals doing the clout chasing.
Let me get there.
Go ahead. Take a sip of that drink.
So, Cedric the Entertainer. Katt Williams was absolutely in his right to address Cedric the Entertainer.
I actually agreed quite a bit.
Whole bunch of joke stealings there. I saw where Bernie Mac even stole a joke from a kid.
Yeah.
Recently. Whole bunch of joke stealing back then. However, you stole a man's joke. If y'all talked about it and you worked it out, the next time you get asked about that, you just say, "Hey, me and Katt worked that out a long time ago." That's all there is to say. Hey,
course.
we worked that out a long time ago. That's all I got to say about that.
Of course.
That's not what he said. He sort of worked on a certain narrative. And for Katt, I'm sure you watched that like, yo, bro, I let you go like 20-something years ago. Why you got to answer it? You answered it wrong. So now he has to have his say, right?
Sure.
I have no problem with that at all. That's where it ends.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a whole bunch of fuck shit that follows that. And I'm afraid, like, even now, I think the hate that I'm going to get off of this take, because people already have made up minds. And the problem is people listen to shit that agrees with their perception, but they're not really fucking listening.
Yeah, yeah.
And they don't care to. And that's the problem. They don't care to. Because if you really listen to what a person is saying, if you let people talk, they tell everything about themselves.
Of course.
Even when you're a hypocrite. You can't get no credibility off of some shit that you do yourself. Am I correct?
Yes.
That's how it should be. So you break this shit down like, for example, so Katt Williams says, Cedric the Entertainer, Steve Harvey, Kevin Hart, all them niggas are a clique of gatekeepers.
Sure.
Okay, cool. Gatekeepers bad. I agree with that shit.
Yeah.
And you know, Hollywood is a devilish, demonistic place.
Of course.
Where bad things happen.
Which is no secret.
And black men get emasculated by people putting men in dresses. By the way, not original thought. That's Dave Chappelle 17 years ago. Every 5 years, we revisit the somebody in dresses, whether it be Jaden Smith is doing this or somebody's doing shit. And then that black men in Hollywood in dresses thing recycles itself. I don't know why niggas are acting like this shit is like somebody's exposing Hollywood. This shit has been going every 5 years for the past 17 years, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So, let's take those 2 points, right? Hey, good point. Like, wow, that's pretty crazy. Unfortunately, same nigga, same interview. And I told those motherfuckers, if Ricky Smiley's going to be in this movie with me, I put it in my contract that he has to wear a dress because that's where he's at his best. And I quote, whoa, hold up.
That was some shit talk. Yeah, yeah.
Hold up. Time out. So you put it in your contract that if another black comedian, much like you, is to get an opportunity, that's textbook gatekeeping. He has to adhere with your demands. First of all, do you have that kind of pull? I call cap. But anyways, if you did have that kind of pull, for another black man to have a opportunity, he has to adhere to your demands. That's gatekeeping. And what are your demands? He has to be in a dress. That makes you the devil that puts another black man in a dress and emasculates him. So if Hollywood is a devilish, demonistic place, you're the devil.
Yeah, you're kind of playing the role too.
You're the person that you hate.
Yeah.
So why do you have credibility? If you're listening, you'll just listen to this motherfucker talk and go, what the fuck?
Yeah.
He told you that himself. I'm not misquoting. I'm telling you what he said himself.
Yeah.
So not only was he gatekeeping, but he emasculated another black man by putting him in a dress. So guess what? What are you talking for? You are the thing that you hate. That's just the little thing. He goes into I was born a genius, and at 12 years old, I was accepted into a science academy, and which I believe all of that. And I went to the academy and saw a whole bunch of white people in lab coats. I felt like Jesus is my homeboy and that he had something better for me. So I left my family at 13 years old, didn't get kicked out. I left and hitchhiked my way to Miami. I don't know this for sure. 70s and 80s, a 13-year-old, 5'3", light skin, effeminate.
Is 5'3"
I don't know
exceeding?
I don't know how tall he was, but he's 5'5" now.
I doubt it. That could
maybe 5'4".
Yeah, could be an exaggerated height. He might still be
13-year-old.
He might still be 5'3".
Light skin, effeminate.
Yeah.
Hitchhiking to Miami, was that for free?
Man.
Or did it cost you?
Ain't no telling, man.
I'm not saying nothing. I'm just saying that sounds a little bit weird. And what you did, because Jesus is your homeboy, is you fashioned the image of a pimp comedian instead of being a genius level intellect and science. It's weird. It's weird to me, bro. Now, The Ricky Smiley thing.
Mm-hmm.
I told you I'm gonna break the shit down blow by blow. Pause. What would you say if I came to you and was like, yo, hey, you remember when you worked at Target 20 years ago? Remember you got that promotion? I ran into Joey the other day, and Joey said he almost got that promotion. How would you react to that?
In real life?
Really? How would you react to if I said that to you?
I guess in a sense, I would kind of feel like, oh, you're trying to like put it in my face that like somebody was better suited, better than me.
No. We didn't say none of that shit. I just said, Joey said he almost got that promotion.
Yeah.
What would you say?
That's what I would think.
That's what you would think?
Probably to an extent. But I would also, I mean, depending on who it's coming from, I guess I would assume that like somebody's trying to stir something up, but.
You know what I would say?
What's that?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay.
That was 20 years ago. You almost got the promotion. Hey, man, you listen to Brandy?
Yeah.
Almost doesn't count, whatever.
Okay, so I think, honestly, I'll go into this because we all are very well familiar with Katt.
Mm-hmm.
We know that he's had troubles. We know that.
Ooh, we'll get to that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna elaborate on that, but I'm saying like even going into this interview, right, or sit down, I already had the expectation that some things could be exaggerated, but I'm also expecting a lot of truth.
It's very grandiose.
Because somebody's showing up with. It looked like and sounded like he was coming in with a lot of stuff that he was holding in that he needs to let out, right? That's why there's a lot of old shit, I think, getting brought up that doesn't matter today.
Mm-hmm.
You know, cool. Cedric stole jokes. Is he not whatever as talented as, who cares? I'm not even a Cedric fan, but I can kind of agree with some stuff. I expected to agree with certain things and to disagree with others.
I told you the Cedric thing. Hey, man, Cedric brought that on himself.
Yeah. The smart, like, I've seen people's responses too, like the people he addressed in the interview. And it was so weird that there was not much defense at all.
What is there to, like, what the Ricky Smiley thing is, they were talking about the behind the scenes things happened for Friday.
Yeah.
Friday after next, excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
Part of the behind the scenes thing for Ricky Smiley is I came into audition for this.
Yes.
He came, they gave him the part, and I got the part of this.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Not I was better for the part or none of that. I auditioned for this. They felt I was better for this position and nobody could do it like this. That was literally all that motherfucker said.
Yeah.
So why did he deserve that kind of shit?
I guess in the context, the way they put it is that Smiley had said originally that like, oh, that part was mine first.
I just can't really imagine.
Which is, if somebody wants to get mad about that,
nigga,
whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Friday After Next came out in 2002.
Mm-hmm.
I graduated high school 2001.
Yeah.
I'm 42 this year. What the what? Who cares?
I thought the same thing too, because like I said, I try to view it from different angles, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, where's Katt coming from? And what is he seeing that he feels the need to address at this point? And unless it's like, I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. I don't know what goes on in his everyday life to where like, yo, are people bringing up old interviews? Are people bringing up old shit that's being said? And then eventually you get to the point where you're just frustrated. And now you're speaking out of frustration a lot.
My nigga, as a man, how do you get, like, man to man, how do you get frustrated at this? Think of the concept. You go for an audition. I go for an audition. I get the part because they feel like I'm better for the part. Not only that, but my career is made off of that part.
Sure.
How could I be mad at you? You won.
I think it's not that. Let me see.
You won.
I think it's the idea that like what's being spoken.
Even
right?
if Ricky Smiley says, I almost got the part, how do you not laugh? It don't matter.
I think it's the fact that he was saying that it was his part.
He didn't.
That's what was said.
He didn't.
Well, I don't know that.
He said he auditioned for it.
That's what Smiley
a lot of people.
Smiley said that in his response, right?
Yes. No.
But he didn't acknowledge what Katt said about him saying that was his part, that part didn't even get spoken on. He just said that he auditioned for it. Cool. A lot of people auditioned for it.
Yeah, who got the part?
We know who got the part.
And what did it do for you? What are you mad at? You won.
Yeah.
So what do you call somebody? Let's take away who the people are.
But
if I were just to describe the scenario.
We're also not in that world.
Okay, fine.
Because now let's
in any world,
let's compare it to your world.
In any world, if you paint the picture, I got something.
Okay.
I won.
Yeah.
Or I got it, and I've moved on. And somebody comes and says, "I almost got that." Okay.
Well, obviously that's not how he takes it.
I know.
But it's almost
you
like...
don't think that's weird?
It's almost in a sense of, let's compare it to like rap.
Sure.
You example. You go and do your thing on a Just Rap platform.
Sure.
And then a couple of your peers who you respect do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe let's just say a random person in the next few weeks does their verse on Just Rap, and they start speaking negatively about you
Hold
guys.
On. Let's make it definitive. Let's say that they had a grading system in which at the end of the year they say who had the best verse.
Of course.
And they give it to me.
Yeah.
And then somebody else said was like, actually my shit, a lot of niggas are saying that my shit was better than yours.
There we go.
Okay. Did we have a deciding thing? Did somebody say that this is the best?
But I could see where, like, let's say, I'm not saying this is how you would react. You know, you could react differently at age 25 than how you would at age 42, right? But at some point in your life, you might not sit there and take shit from somebody who's, you know, especially when you know you better.
Hold on.
You know?
If it's not, I'll give you this.
Okay.
If it's not definitive, if there was no, we're crowning the best.
Yeah.
So if it's left to subjection, everybody's going to say something. It's part of the sport. I take that as part of the sport. You're going to argue your point. I'm going to argue my point. If it was definitive and I got chosen, there's nothing to argue, bro. You can feel how you feel.
So if
the belt is on me.
So if a rapper came out and they were saying, all right, end of the year award came, right?
He didn't really deserve that
shit. They gave it to Kai.
Yeah.
He's like, bro, he didn't deserve that shit, man. They was giving that to me, and they just happened to give it to him for whatever reason, blah, 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 right?
Hey, look.
Yeah, but I'm saying somebody...
I laugh. I'm a grown
doing a little bit of talking.
I'm a grown-ass man.
And a lot of grown-ass men have a lot of pride and passion to where they react,
You
right?
know me as a person.
Sure.
All I'm going to say...
Sometimes.
Okay, sure. If I say anything other than a laugh, all it's going to be is, well, you know, you could just stand by me. We could do it.
Yeah.
We could go against each other.
Yeah.
We could stand by. It's something like that. I'm not getting in my feelings, especially if there was a definitive result. I don't think that's manly.
It may not be.
If you won and you're still mad at somebody saying that they were competition, it feels miserable. You won. You ain't got to do no talking. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on from that.
Okay.
Let's go to Kevin Hart.
Sure.
This thing been brewing for a while.
There's been a lot of things said about Kevin Hart.
From him, he's like, Kevin Hart is a plant in an industry. He came out of nowhere. First of all, this bullshit. I've been watching Kevin Hart since like in the late 90s. Kevin Hart is part of Patrice O'Neal, Bill Burr, Dave Chappelle, the comics from New York and Boston.
Yeah.
They used to be on this big show called Tough Crowd.
Yeah.
All of those comics came out of that, right? Kevin Hart was one of those superstars out of that group. He got blessed by Patrice O'Neal. Then he went on and he did 2 specials. Then he did Paper Soldiers. That's where he got his first acting role.
Yeah.
That's a leading man role. He carried the movie, right? Then he does 40-year-old version. Stole the show. Hey, you're using big words.
Fair. Yeah.
I don't understand them,
I don't like the way
so
you
I'm gonna take them as disrespect.
Yeah.
He's already got 2 specials out.
Yeah.
He's already carried a movie.
Sure.
He had a breakout Hollywood outing. Then he does another dope ass special. Then he does the Shaq All-Star special. Stole a show on that shit too.
Of course. Yeah.
Him and Katt, and then what follows after that is Soul Plane, right?
Mm-hmm.
I like how Katt talked about Soul Plane like it was like this major Hollywood production. It really wasn't.
I don't even know what to describe soul plane.
Let me describe
like
it for
what
you.
genre is it even?
First of all, it was a big black movie, but it is, I think, in a lot of people's opinions, one of the worst movies of all time. It's in my top 3.
And somehow I've watched it a few times.
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so this man proved that he can carry 2 movies by himself.
Snoop Dogg died on shrooms in there, right?
I don't think he died, but he was for sure high all the time.
No, he was dead in the
he
cockpit.
did. He died. Yeah. Well, any movie with Snoop Dogg is. Anyway,
Snoop Dogg dying on some kind of like on something is crazy though.
So this nigga's not a plant. We watched him. Not only that, do you know how many comedy specials that Katt and Kevin Williams were on together?
Probably various.
They worked together. They worked together on some shows. Then they worked on together, I think, about 1 or 2 movies.
Yeah.
Katt Williams got casted for Fool's Gold with Matthew McConaughey. He had like a DUI.
Mm-hmm.
He couldn't go to Australia. It's next man up. Terrence Howard ain't mad at Don Cheadle for getting, War Machine on Marvel.
Yeah.
Okay, you need a funny little black guy at that time.
Yeah.
If it ain't Katt Williams, next man up. So Kevin Hart gets that. It's a problem then. All of a sudden, it's Illuminati. Here's a more important part, right? When it comes to the Kevin Hart, Katt Williams thing, right? I self-admittedly, I'm not the biggest Katt Williams fan, right? I recognize that he's funny, but for me, Katt Williams is like funny to like black women. That's just me.
Yeah.
That's just me. That's like his audience and shit like that. Cool, no problem.
You're not a fan of little guys.
No, I'm not saying that. I will say this though. Since I'm not a fan of him so much, maybe you can help me brush up on some Katt Williams stuff. Can you name me the movie in which he is the romantic lead?
No.
Okay, cool. What about...
You're also talking to somebody who's not a big Kevin...
All right, cool. But
Katt
you can't
Williams
think of a
fan.
movie when he's a romantic
No.
All right, well, what's the movie when he's like a regular dad?
Yeah,
like a regular dad, like maybe Bill Cosby and Ghost Dad or something like that.
He's not going to match up to any of these things that you're describing.
Hold on, time out. Tell me the movie in which he's like a action star.
Yeah, none.
None? Can't market Kevin Hart you can't market Katt Williams like that?
No.
But who can you?
Probably a Kevin.
Probably a Kevin Hart, right?
Yeah.
He's got range like that. He can carry a movie.
Yeah,
he can be a romantic lead.
He's probably one of the biggest stars.
He could be a straight man.
Comedic stars ever.
He could be an action star.
Yeah.
He's fulfilled all of those things. He's best friends with The Rock. He's got a good working relationship with like Will Ferrell. This was all part of his come up.
Yeah.
Just like Eddie Murphy. That's not Illuminati. That's marketability.
I mean, he probably is Illuminati.
I guess.
But hey, that's none of my business.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think when it comes to Kevin Hart, what would you call somebody when they were working together? It was all good.
Yeah.
Never heard Katt Williams talk shit about Kevin Hart. When this started happening, all of a sudden it's Illuminati. What do you call somebody that as long as me and you are on the same level, we good, but let you elevate a little bit and fuck you? What do you call somebody like that? If this was not them, if this was just some regular people, what would you call that?
Big ups?
No, that ain't no big ups.
No. To all my haters.
Nigga, I'm not, dog. Y'all can say what y'all want about me. I think too hard and I come from a certain environment.
You need to put some respect on Shawty Low. You should have known that.
Okay.
That was coming. That was coming.
My bad.
R.I.P.
It's the
Drake.
It's the Drake. But my nigga.
Yeah.
When you was on the same level, you was cool.
Mm-hmm.
When he elevated, he's a plant. It's Illuminati.
Yeah.
But when you actually look at when I look at your IMDb, man, what is your range?
Yeah.
You're supposed to be the wacky character. Unless somebody writes something great for you like they did for Atlanta. When they wrote his part on Atlanta, he sort of fit that mold. I think didn't he get an Emmy off of that?
That part I don't know, but it's possible. Yeah.
He got an Emmy, but I think it was off of that.
Yeah.
But he did a good enough job to deserve it, in my personal opinion. But if you look at his IMDb, man, this guy's not playing nobody's romantic league, nobody's corporate straight man, nobody's wingman, nobody's father. You just play the wacky character or the effeminate. Oh, let's go to another point.
Let's not forget that one show he did was it on Netflix? The Kevin Hart joint. He did that show where he's telling a story, kills somebody or whatever, or somebody dies in his apartment.
You're not as marketable as that guy.
Of course not. No,
there are tiers to comedy, in my personal opinion. So let me say this, right? So the top goats or the truth tellers or the thinking comics, Richard Pryor, Richard Carlin, Dave Chappelle, Patrice O'Neal, Bill Burr, those type of guys.
Yeah.
Then you've got your comedic rock stars. Eddie Murphy, Chris Rock, Kevin Hart, Dave Chappelle.
Chris Rock?
Yeah, Chris Rock is big. He's big.
Maybe he used to be, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. But then you got your good old boys club.
Okay.
That's the Kings of Comedy. That's your Cedric. That's your Steve Harvey.
Bernie's.
And then you've got and I don't want to disrespect them, but then you've got your comic view sort of. You've got your Mike Epps. You've got your Eddie Griffin. You've got your Katt Williams. You got your Michael Blackson. You got your Gary Owen.
Shout out to Gary.
Shout out to Gary. Shout out to all of them.
Yeah.
But you got that sort of class.
Yeah.
He sees himself in a different class. And
than
that's
what he
not
really
the reality.
is.
Yeah.
That I could.
And because he's not there, it's Illuminati's fault.
Yeah. And, at the end of the day, whether he knows information that we don't, cool. Whatever.
My nigga.
He did his job though.
My nigga. Sure.
That's
but everything
if there's anything you could take away from this whole week, right? This whole appearance on Shannon Sharp show is that you went in there, you made noise.
Sure. But
you,
is that
okay? You said you always make noise when you say names.
Is that a good thing?
Whether it's good or not.
Everything you was talking about was some shit that's on the internet. Like, this is my problem. I watch a whole bunch of black people. Oh, yeah, he out there exposing. He's telling the truth.
Yeah.
What does he say? Steve Harvey was wearing a fucking wig. And guess what? That been on the internet for years.
Yeah.
I seen it. That Michael Jackson shit, Steven, whatever his name is.
Man, but if that shit was real hair, though.
That shit been true. I mean, that shit, everything he's saying, like Katt Williams is looking at the same internet I'm looking at. And he's spouting shit as if it's his truth.
Yeah.
He's always like I call him a diet Dave Chappelle. Like, clearly he has a reverence for Dave. He watches some of the things that Dave does, and then he sort of like come and does it himself. Dave does the 948 special about George Floyd. Mm-hmm. And then he doubles back and does his own little socially once-in-a-lifetime conscious thing where he talks about Trump. He's always doing some backdoor shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not that I hate Katt.
Taking the game in and using it to your advantage.
I hate fuck shit described as the truth.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
I will.
And you hear a lot of that from Charleston Whites and Orlando Browns, and people don't know what is what. And these people is like, you want to be a messenger, you want to be a leader, man. I don't hear what you say. I watch what you do.
Those guys that you described, those are a little different to me.
It's not. Hold on. Let me make a point before you make a point. They're not different. I'll tell you why. Katt Williams is telling you all the reasons why he's blackballed. Because he's a truth teller and he's exposing these niggas. And that's why he's blackballed.
Sure.
Now, look, let's be completely honest. As a black man going into Hollywood, the strike one. You're already in there with a strike.
Yeah.
Got to stay on the even kill, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when you accrue 19 felonies, if you have a year like Katt had in 2016 where he was arrested 9 different times, well, you're basically the black Charlie Sheen. Safe to say.
Without the HI?
Safe to say, I don't think that you're going to get a lot of opportunities, bro. You can't stay out of trouble. You want to hang with Suge Knight. When you are on camera snuffing a 7th grader, by the way, couldn't drop him, and then he grabs you and chokes you out till they pull you off of him.
Yo, that was
literal
7th
grader, a 13-year-old.
Tragic.
If you're doing stuff like that, you're not getting movies, my nigga.
Yeah.
Not in Hollywood. You already got one strike.
Yeah.
You can't have all of these assaults and the women's assaults and all of this shit and think you're going to get an opportunity. Yeah. Is that Illuminati's fault or your own behavior?
Yeah. I do. I can agree that. Oh, I guess we could both agree that he was coming in here. He came in with something on his mind. He was speaking out of frustration. clearly a lot of built up frustration
on the wrong people.
Who knows how many years this could have been, brewing, right?
Go talk to them niggas, man.
But, at the end of the day, this might be a conversation that you need to have with them guys.
Go talk to them guys.
But I can see where it's a strategy.
Sure.
You're
that don't mean I gotta respect it.
Whether a tour is coming up or whatever,
hey,
you're not the only one who does this.
Get your money, bro.
Yeah, do what you gotta do.
That don't mean I gotta respect it, though.
But at the end of the day, like, I kind of feel a little sorry for him because, maybe he is in this isolated mentality, this isolated mind state where it's somebody else's fault and not my own. Like, there's no, and that's the thing.
I don't fuck with that as a man. No self-accountability.
Even to take it away from him, because he's not the only one. There's just so many individuals who there's no accountability.
Yeah.
Nobody takes, responsibility for their actions, what they do. It's always pointing the finger.
Yeah.
It's always somebody else's deal. We've seen this countless times. Not even in the celebrity world. Shit, even in our city, we've seen people do this.
Oh, sure.
It's not an uncommon thing. And so, but at the end of the day, like, there were some things that, like, there's some people you're okay hearing what they got to say, whether it's some bullshit or not. And because, you're still going to get some truth out of it. But at the end of the day, like, there was an agenda, in my opinion.
Yes. Clearly it was a...
What? And do I believe that there was, like, things that he wanted to clear up, that he wanted to respond to based on things that were said in the past? Of course.
It was a setup. It was a knockout the park.
But it was part of the plan, you know, and you came in there and you did what you had to do. And I guess it's safe to say you executed this one.
He did.
Because
he did. That can't be denied.
If you didn't, we wouldn't be talking about it right now. So you executed, you did what you had to do. And so with that being said, you were successful in that. And hopefully you have a fantastic tour because you're right. The ticket sales are probably going to be up.
You know who I'm happy for? Tommy Davidson. Tommy Davis is on tour with him.
Mm-hmm.
So
he's the opener?
I don't know if he's opener, but I know he's on the tour with him. So, hey, man.
Well, if he comes up before, then...
And it's going to benefit him, that's cool.
Yeah. And that's what's dope because, even if people who disagree with what Katt has been doing or what he's saying, he is also providing opportunity for somebody. If he's on tour,
oh man, look,
there's going to be opportunity for somebody.
I do want to say this, dog. For those of you who think I'm truly hating on Katt Williams, I understand. Katt Williams has done a lot of solid shit.
Yeah.
As a man, for other people, he's done a lot of solid shit.
Yeah, I believe it.
He's kept it real for a lot of people. I'm not hating on Katt Williams. I'm hating on his behavior in this specific instance.
There's like a little.
So I want that to be said.
There's a little sense of entitlement. Like you do feel like you've been owed something.
We talking about this specific incident, and in this incident, I call a lot of cap, and I think it was some bullshit. But nah, I would never say that he's not a solid individual or he doesn't do solid.
Yeah, I'm sure he's still a good, decent guy.
For sure. I mean, it's too much people attesting for how dope of a person he is outside the lines. I just didn't like the way he handled the situation.
Sure.
That's it. And it's not really about him. Like I said, for me, it's just a compilation of all of these type of characters and everybody buying into that shit. And you want to look at somebody and go, you don't know no better?
Yeah.
Y'all don't see through certain shit? I expected more.
Mm-hmm.
It's like some of the shit is just like simplistic to me. If you're my homeboy and you know that I'm an aspiring actor, right?
Sure.
I go to California for about a year, I come back. And you're like, yo, how was that shit? And I go, yo, Hollywood is a demonistic place.
Yeah.
It's dangerous. It's full of people trying to emasculate you as a black man. And
people need to get away.
Dick sucking and all of this shit like that. Niggas is getting their holes ran through.
Jesus
It's
Christ.
just not it's a toxic place.
Yeah.
And you go, damn, bro, I'm sorry to hear that, man. What you gonna do now? And I go, well, actually, I had a casting call on this and this and this and this and this. And you'll go, because you're my friend, you'll go, oh, man, congratulations. But what you're really thinking is, why would you want to go back to that?
If you just finished telling me all of this.
You just told me that this place is a devilish, demonistic place in which your hole ain't safe. And they're trying to emasculate you.
But you're going to stick around.
But you want more of it.
Yeah.
You're upset that you weren't successful enough in it. Why would you want to go back to that shit? It don't make sense.
Yeah.
I think too much because I'm just thinking about that shit. I was at 19 years old 19, 20, 21. I got my first opportunity for a record contract. Boy, I made the right decision to take that contract and take it for somebody to look at. And they were like, nigga, if you sign this contract, you better not sign this motherfucking contract.
Yeah.
Or you're going to be a slave for a long time. And then I got screwed over. I remember seeing my music on.
Well, you thought about volunteering for that.
All right. And then I got, I saw they screwed me over. I hear my music on BET Uncut and other people performing it.
Yeah.
I was like 21 years old. I now know, this is what the industry is.
Oh, yeah.
Even if I don't know anything deeper than that, I know now. I got a little taste of what it really is. I still pursued the music shit. So I'm going to stop complaining about it.
But you're also an individual who has that type of understanding.
Man, I was 21.
Yeah, but maybe
if I still want to be a part of this shit and I know what it is, I can't really complain about it because I'm volunteering for the shit.
Yeah.
Come on, dog. This man's 52 years old, bro.
Some things don't change.
That's sad.
And like I said, it's, to me, part of the reason I say that it's sad is because, even though I don't have a direct tie with any of these individuals, people, but they're people that we've seen on screen. They're people that we know have been around. That we've enjoyed some of their content or their shows or whatever throughout the years, right? Since maybe childhood for a lot of us, right? He's an older guy. You were probably in high school when he was doing maybe his first special.
For sure.
And so, these things, like, it's even with the same thing for me with actors and, different musicians. You see their success. You've grown up and you just witnessed their success throughout the decades, right? And then the moment that something goes wrong, or they pass away, you feel bad because that was part of your childhood, And so, him being part of, Friday 20 years ago, I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? So, like, to see, I'm like, damn, you've had this success, you've had this and that. I'm like, you are 52.
Dog.
You're in your 50s, bro.
You're wealthy, relatively successful.
Yeah.
10 beautiful kids. Only one, you adopted the other one.
Yeah.
You're a great person.
Obviously, you have good intentions.
You're a great person.
Yeah.
Are you still mad?
Sometimes,
if you're getting older,
sometimes everything's not good enough.
Charlemagne the God, shout out to him. He put out a quote that said, if you're getting older and not happier, you're fucking up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Especially when you have so much to be happy about. Like I said, some of the stuff he deserves to have a gripe with.
Yeah.
And he deserved to address it. And then other stuff, it just was like, it's just crazy to me. Like the little, it annoys me. And I did that. This is everything I talked about was all surface.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to get too deep. Like, it annoys me the way that Katt Williams discusses black men in dresses.
Yeah.
Passion and the anger that he has. When you talk about
despises it,
sure, it's a major issue. But when he talks about jail and incarceration,
nothing.
The prison industrial complex is modern day slavery for the black man. The most detrimental thing to our community. He goes in and out, in and out, in and out. He laughs it off. But men in dresses, nigga, let's be completely real. I was born in 82, which means I was raised in the 80s and 90s, but especially the 90s, right?
Okay, he's never been convicted, right?
Yeah, he's never been to prison.
Yeah, but I think that's maybe why he might brush it off.
I understand that, but
it could be possible.
But still, the concept of that.
Yeah.
That you think that this is the detriment, but the other people listen to him and they listen to him as truth.
Yeah.
And so they share his values. And that's dangerous to our community, right? But let's keep it real, bro. In the 90s, In Living Color, that was ours. That's hip hop culture. That was our show.
Yeah.
Jamie Foxx's Wanda, that was funny.
Yeah.
And he did it over and over again. Hold on. He did it over and over again. You know why?
No, but Jamie Foxx is good at everything.
Hold on. Time out. That's fine.
Yeah.
But you know why he did Wanda over and over again? Because it was a hit. We thought it was funny.
Yeah.
Martin Lawrence. The Martin Show in the 90s is the seminal show, I think, for the black community in the 90s. Probably the best sitcom of the 90s. Shanae was funny, or else he wouldn't have done it over and over again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Eddie Murphy and the Nutty Professor, as everybody, including the mothers and the grandmothers, it was funny. We found it funny.
The Eddie Murphy, wasn't that like the first time that we ever saw somebody play like more than 2 to 3 characters?
No, Coming to America.
No, but Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
But also Arsenio, but listen, Arsenio Hall in Coming to America played the like transvestite.
No, yeah.
We thought it was funny.
No, but he played 2 people. But I'm saying Eddie Murphy was like
3.
That's the person I can remember that he
Sure.
like even in Nutty Professor. Did he play like 4 people? Like he's played multiple people.
Martin has done it too. Yeah, Martin has done it too. Big Mama, when the first film, we thought it was funny.
Yeah.
White Girls, we thought it was funny.
That's still a classic.
It was a classic. Y'all watched that shit.
Yeah.
You thought it was funny.
Yeah.
You don't understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's funny how it's a problem now, but I bet you even the people who are like, all them black men in the dresses is fucked up. But I bet your kids have seen Mrs. Doubtfire.
But
you love it. Robin Williams is a genius.
Is it when, if it's your own idea, like let's say you're directing the movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
If it's your own idea, it's fine.
He doesn't specify.
No, but,
any black man that's in a dress is a problem.
But that's what I'm saying. If it's your idea, I'm pretty sure it would be fine.
It's not fine. That's not how they look at it now.
But for some of these people, if they're directing the movie, let's say Ice Cube feels like being in a dress, that's going to be fine if he's directing the movie.
It's not fine how they're looking at it right now.
Of course. But I'm saying for Katt, would it be more of an issue?
No, that's not how
if somebody else is telling him.
No, he doesn't differentiate. All he's saying is that my claim to fame is I've never done it.
That's a question that needs to be brought up.
Here's another critical thing. His claim to fame is I've never been in a dress. Once again, not an original thought. That's Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
He just took it and ran with it.
Of course.
His claim to fame is I never was in a dress.
Yeah.
Look at First Sunday. Ricky Smiley was in a dress. Let's take beside the fact that he told them to put him in a dress.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know when the last time you watched First Sunday was, but the last time I checked, he played a effeminate choir director that's basically gay.
Mm.
In our community, we know about the effeminate choir director.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
Not much.
Not much. You understand what I'm saying? Or maybe I'm just too much of a... Maybe I think this shit a little bit... I'm just listening to a nigga talk.
Then the fact that you say choir director, that starts to make me wonder about like actual teachers we had
So
back
my
in the
nigga,
day.
what you're saying is, I never wore a dress, but you're playing effeminate characters with wigs and shit. You've been wearing pompadours and Shirley Temples and...
Same idea.
Come on, my nigga. Your most famous line in your whole career, I am a boy, Damon, would suggest that he doesn't know the difference.
Mm.
What's the difference? The fuck out of here like you're Idris Elba or something. Like we look at you like the model for alpha males. We don't. And I think it's a little weird how you think that Hollywood is a demonistic place in which your whole is at risk, but you want to be there. Also, you keep going in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out, or risking yourself with the law, which may land you in prison. And I don't need to remind you what happened to a 5'5", light skin. I walked in with a Shirley Temple hairdo or perm with a big mouth in jail. You know what's going to happen on day 2? Come and ride the train and ride it. Yo. Come and ride the... So you're playing tic-tac-toe with your motherfucking hole. That's a little weird to me too.
I didn't look at it like that.
My nigga.
That's wild.
And maybe that's my fault. Maybe I think too much. But if you go to a fucking sales position and they're like, hey man, I like your resume. You're perfect. I'm excited to work with you. You're going to have to suck this dick.
God damn.
And you're like, no, thank you. Sheesh. You go to your next interview. Hey, we've heard lots about you, bro. Your resume is exciting. Can't wait to work with you. Gonna have to suck this dick. And you're like, no, thank you. You go to a third interview. Same thing. How many times before you change your industry? How many times before you go, I need to widen my net to different shit?
There's too much meat coming my way. Pause.
Is way like this industry. I see what it is now. At what point in time do you change your industry? Or are you just gonna keep playing tic-tac-toe because I'm good at this?
But you know, it's no different than what we see every day. You know, even like for simple shit, like for example, you know how you have shit. I guess this goes for both men and women. They're always complaining about the type of person they with or how, you know, there's always a complaint. It's like you keep sticking around for the same type of shit. Or even if you move on from that, you move on to another one that resembles that. and you stay with the same thing.
Even with the Diddy,
why don't you get away?
The Diddy shit, how they're painting him to be, because I don't know, so I'm going to say this.
I believe it.
At the the Predator and stuff like that. How many parties have you been to? You chilling at a party.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe some bloods or some niggas walk in.
Sure.
They're staring at one nigga in particular.
Mm-hmm.
There's some niggas at the door and some niggas moving around. And they're all looking at a couple of niggas or one nigga over there. How long before you go? All right, man, I'm going to split, bro. I'll catch you later. Because I see, right?
Yeah. You see what's coming in.
I'm not stupid.
Yeah.
I see what's about to go down. All right, man, I'm going to split, man. If I go to a party and chilling and then these two guys just start busting out, making out, and this niggas start taking their clothes off. All right, man, I'm going to split.
Yeah.
I see. Maybe I don't, it doesn't mean that somebody's going to do that to me, but maybe I don't want my picture taken in an environment like this.
Yeah.
I'm a split.
Or it's just your comfort level. You're not comfortable
Sure.
in that scene, right? And
you don't have to.
And I already know there's always individuals who are going to flip what we just said right now, and they're going to be like, oh, well, you're like some kind of phobic against this, right? And I'm like, no, it's just like, I always think that people, if you're not comfortable in a setting or a scene or whatever the case
But that's
may
why
be,
I gave you two different
it's
settings.
always okay to dip. You don't have to be there.
The same way if I'm chilling and there's, it's not, as far as that community, if you're at a party and people, love is love, that's cool.
Yeah, that's your thing.
But some outlandish shit is some outlandish shit. You can't like break out in a mini orgy around me.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to be like, oh, this is cool. Maybe male or female. Maybe I can get in trouble.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to split.
Yeah. I think.
You understand what I'm saying? So it ain't got nothing to do with that.
I'm glad you said that because then that you're clarifying that obviously it don't matter what the scenario.
At any point in time.
Something that starts to become a little bit excessive, it may not be for me. I'm a dip.
I can't get pressured in anything I'm not there for.
Yeah.
Even if I hear the reputation of it,
mm-hmm.
I don't think I'm gonna make that one.
Yeah.
It's not hard, bro.
Yeah.
Nobody's being a predator unless you're there too long. You must want opportunity too bad.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to blame the victim. Maybe I am sometimes. I keep it way real. I'm not one of those people that's going to shy away from some shit. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I don't. But if there is a situation in which you go against your better judgment and then something happens, I feel for you. Yeah. But also you got to read the signs.
Yeah, you didn't want this to happen, but you knew the risk.
Nobody wanted it. You see some shit, you disregarded it because...
For whatever reason.
Whatever reason, you're on a mission and stuff like that. You may feel some pressure. You may regret that. And you know what? Look, sometimes people are young. They don't know no better. I remember what it's like to be young.
Yeah.
There's some situations I should have left. Damn near got killed.
Shit. I could think of some off
I didn't listen
right
to my...
now.
Yeah, I should have left and damn near got killed because I should have left, but I didn't listen to myself.
You know...
I was attracted to that danger.
There was... I think this was a moment too, and some of the details are a little foggy, but I do remember I must have been 20 years old, maybe 19. Nah, yeah, it might have been 19. I didn't even have my first son yet. So I remember, you're young, your friends.
You're attracted to the danger,
No,
bro.
but they want to party and shit like that, right?
Yeah.
I wasn't a big party dude at that time. I was like, I was hustling. I was working. I was, trying to find ways to make money, right? This is what I was doing. Going to school and shit like that. So I accepted an invitation to a party. Never partied with these guys before, but they were like people who I've been knowing, right? They was high school friends. And so I'm like, yeah, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't see these people like I used to, we graduated, shit like that, right? And I remember going and I was like, yo, what is going on here, bro? Like the company that they had around was just like a little weird to me. And like some people that just look like some type of trouble could be stirred up in here based on certain people. I'm like, yo, certain people don't even look like they should be here.
The vibe is off.
You know what I'm saying? This is all I felt. And I was like, I should probably go type shit, right? But at the same time, I'm still learning. Like, I don't party.
Yeah.
I don't know fully.
You got that. I don't want to be disrespectful.
Yeah.
I don't want them to feel a certain
I've only
way.
been here 30
minutes. You got the
minutes.
pressure of a young person.
A little bit, yeah. And it was all learning experience.
Yeah.
But I remember that we was dipping out, and I was like, okay. I met somebody there who was like a little older than me, and they was like more cool. I was like, all right, I vibe with this person. You know what? Maybe it's not gonna be so bad. And I remember we was on the road. We was moving to another location, and shit got kind of crazy. We was following somebody, and I remember I was like, dude, I don't even know this guy this well who we're following. I was like, why don't we could always just go somewhere else. There's so many other options, right?
Yeah.
And I remember seeing this dude, I don't know what happened in their car, but they was in front of us, and the car just lost all kinds of control. And like went sideways crashing and shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm all like, of course I'm driving normal, so I'm like just seeing everything, and it seems like slow motion. And I'm just like, why the fuck are we here right now?
Yeah.
Because for if these motherfuckers like die or something happens like crazy.
And you mad at yourself you didn't listen to yourself.
And I don't even know, like, maybe of course I didn't do anything wrong. So, I mean, there's maybe nothing I can get in trouble for. But in my mindset at that time, I'm just thinking the worst.
Yeah.
And it's like today, me at this age today, obviously my judgment would be way different.
Man, look.
I don't I'm not here to impress or satisfy anybody by me sticking around if I'm not comfortable.
That split is a superpower, bro.
Oh, yeah.
That split is, at this point,
it's harder for some.
It don't take much.
It doesn't, no.
And I'm glad the one thing I did do well was I'm at the party, I'm chilling.
Yeah.
I started seeing that white girl come out.
Shit.
Or so the nigga started sniffing brown. I'm like,
yo, it's about that time.
Oh, yeah, I'm a split.
Yeah.
At least I did that shit. You're attracted to violence, for sure.
Oh, yeah. There's nothing like a little violence in the air.
That kind of shit, that was never my... If I'm not hustling, that's never my thing.
Yeah.
You start doing white and all of that shit, it'd be like...
That's when it starts to get like, bro, like...
I'm out, bro. Like, this ain't my groove here.
Yeah, and I think we've all had moments of that where... Maybe not all, but, I know we've been in situations where certain shit starts playing out, and I'm like, yo, this is where shit can start going left, and I don't really want to be here for that part. So, and some people could be like, don't be a bitch type shit. I'm like, no, I don't give a fuck, bro. Like
nigga, that shit.
I'm not here for the end results.
You get older and you value the smart. That bitch don't mean nothing to me.
Yeah.
You wanna insult me, call me stupid.
Chances are I probably won't see these people again.
Stupid is the insult.
Yeah.
Now I'm at the point where I go and the vibes are off. It ain't got to be, step into place.
Yeah.
I don't like what I see.
Move
on.
All
right, I'm a split.
Yeah.
Love y'all. I'll catch y'all next time.
Yeah.
Now be mad at me all you want.
Y'all be well.
Shit, I'm liable to shout out to my nigga Wes. Wes brought me out. We were supposed to go do this one show, and the line was crazy.
Lines?
The lines. What's
that?
It was a party. Well, okay. But for us, we was in line.
Shout to Norm.
For almost an hour and a half. And it just was like,
oh, that's crazy.
I ain't hung out with my nigga in a while, man.
So you kind of were making exceptions.
I gave you an hour and a half.
That's a big exception.
And then it's like,
all right, man.
I'm sorry, Wes, but I'm out.
Hey,
I'm not waiting in the line.
Either I leave or we make new plans.
Because at this point, man, dog, I'm busy. Like, I've got stuff that I'm working on.
Of course.
And the way that I think about shit is, man, I could be doing my shit right now. I'm not into wasting time because soon you'll understand that time is
all you got. Precious.
That's all you got.
It's precious.
To waste it is
yeah.
And speaking of which, to get off this and to move on that's I think that this is gonna be a quiet year for me. I think this is gonna be a head down, work on your projects year, try to get some stuff accomplished. I've been real media heavy. Watching TV and on the internet. I want to get back to some active reading like I was before. So I think this is going to be a quiet year.
That's the thing, too. I'm glad you pointed that out because a lot of this, like media, social media, whatever it is that you're tuning in for, they occupy a lot of time.
That was 3 hours I watched of Katt Williams, some shit that I disagreed.
Yo, in this past week and a half, I've binge watched all seasons of The Wire.
Mm-hmm.
Just because.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I don't really have any reason to do this, but I feel like watching some classic drug shit. And it's funny because we made some references right now, like, or just in this episode alone, Idris Elba being in places you're not supposed to be, white girl.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but also, I haven't binge watched or even watched the episode of The Wire in years.
Yeah.
So to kind of watch it now with the perspective I have today, I'm watching. I'm just like,
how good of a show was it?
It's a great show. I think it's a great show.
Okay.
I do think that there's parts where this is the part where just us as creatives think that like things could have went a different way, or it could have been written. Some parts could be
for me. It's not.
Differently.
I'm not saying that. I just think that people hold it.
Oh, it's like a super standard.
I don't think that
it's not my favorite show of all time, but it's a very entertaining show that I can rewatch.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
for
and
sure.
Not only that, but like the characters are very standoutish. And it's crazy because there's a lot of people who I've spoken to who've never seen The Wire before, and I'm like, you ever even heard of it?
Listen. We're at that point now.
There's a lot of stuff that people haven't seen.
We're at that point now where you just can't understand. How do you not know this?
And this is, you know why it's crazier coming from me though? Because I'm the one who usually is not up to date with shit.
Yeah, true.
And, I usually watch shit based on recommendation. So if somebody recommends that, I'll make time, I'll tune in. And so I'm like, if even the shit that I had to be recommended to tune in for back in the day, I'm like, and these people still haven't tuned in? I'm like, God.
You know what else? I ain't gonna lie, dog. Moment of transparency. Hey, man, this cell phone been kicking my ass. I go on the cell phone to Google a word.
Mm-hmm.
2 hours later, I don't know why I'm on this particular YouTube show. I went on the phone.
Hey, forgot about the damn word.
To Google a word. 2 hours later, it's like waking up from a dream. Mm-hmm. That's happened to me more and more and more. I just go down this fucking spiral. And you would think somebody like me knows better.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's just absorbing this, and
it's like it's like when you go to the grocery store. You're gonna go pick up one thing.
Yep.
That you should spend less than $5 for.
Yeah.
And like me, for example,
I
go to buy two things that should cost me no more than maybe $10. And I come out spending $200.
No, listen.
It makes no sense.
I'm that nigga. I don't know if I'm that nigga, but I'm this nigga. I already don't want to go to the grocery store.
Of course.
But when I go, I'm in there for a while.
Yeah.
I'm in there in holistic soaps for at least 30 minutes.
That's a little excessive, but
dog,
okay.
I'm just telling you, I'm that dude. I've been in there for a while. I didn't even want to come here. I don't even want to be here. But once I'm in there,
you're stuck.
I'm just stuck.
Yeah.
And that cell phone has been whooping my ass, and I need to put it down, especially because one of my greatest fears is I don't want to be one of these niggas.
That's overly consumed?
No, aside from that, I think I detest people who only get their information from the net.
Mm.
And I really don't want to become that.
Yeah.
I don't like talking to people who only get their information from just the internet. They can't discern.
But you might be slowly converting.
I don't know if I'm converting, but I ain't doing myself no favors.
Yeah.
By not being able to control my cell phone use.
Yeah.
It's throwing me off my game.
I do catch myself, even like, for example, I started going back to the gym little by little. And
I noticed that. Congratulations, man.
Man.
Tired of being a fat nigga.
Yo. That's not right. But no, I felt like, I had a moment where, I'm having conversations with people, and, it may be conversations based on people like not fully taking care of themselves, or like how they could do better in life and shit like that. And I'm just sitting here and I'm like, man, I remember where I was like this pre-COVID shit, right?
Yeah.
Where, I was in the gym 4 days a week.
Social
sometimes
media hurts your feelings too, because it shows you like old school shit, and you look at the shape that you were in.
The memory too.
Times.
Yeah, the memory.
You're just like, damn, I got to get back to.
Yeah, there's some things I'll credit, these social media platforms, is that those show me what I used to do or used to be.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, bro, like, I liked how I was. I liked feeling good. And I was like, I'm not here to be a bodybuilder, but I definitely want to feel good.
But you were better at a certain point.
Oh, yeah. And And you take some pride in your physique, whenever you're starting to show results.
Health is wealth at the end of the day. And that goes back to what we originally wanted to start with is New Year's is my favorite holiday.
Oh, yeah. Tell me about that.
It is. I am one of those niggas.
Because a lot of people disagree. That's not their
They
favorite.
laugh at it, but hey, man, to each its own.
Yeah.
But I believe in the reset. I believe in restarting your goals and giving yourself
start of a new.
Yeah, let's respawn.
Mm-hmm.
Let's regroup. Set down your goals and stuff and say, okay, it starts from now. I believe in that. I like that mindset of I've been going for a minute. All right, let's stop and let's reset, reassess our goals and stuff like that. I believe in that mindset so much that it's just the only holiday that I look forward to.
Yeah.
I love fucking New Year's. I love the restart.
I know for me, like, I've never really tried to partake in the whole idea of resolution.
Mm-hmm.
But I do know that, like,
it's just goal setting.
Yeah, I started to look at it in that.
People that laugh at goal setting is like, shit, just because the day passes is not going to be a new me. That's you. You afraid to change.
But I think that a lot of those people with that type of negative mentality is because they don't reach those. Maybe they did have goals in the past. You don't reach them.
They don't value change.
Don't commit.
They don't want to change.
You don't commit. A lot of people don't commit to a lot of things. Like
Kobe Mamba mentality.
Hey, they might be the same one screaming Mamba mentality. So.
Oh, for sure.
But I will say this, that like, I think that just even in the past year, I feel like there's, even just my attitude alone, just my growth in like my views, my, decision making, things like things of that sort. Like, I'm just in a whole different place than what I used to be. I've reconnected more than ever in recent months with people that I was no longer connected with.
Right.
Whether it was a negative fallout or whatever the case may be, there's a handful of people that, we've kind of just cleared the air. And so I'm like,
feel that feeling.
It's been a good couple of months, I will say. Even on New Year's, for example, like I reconnected with a few, people who I used to be, very, very close with back, years back. And, there was a lot of conversation that happened there. We shared drinks and, I was like, shit, man, it's almost like the Katt Williams conversation where like, yo, that other shit, that's just bullshit. Like,
yeah,
it don't even need to be talked about at this point. If it does, cool, but at least we're facing each other.
Sure.
And, but we didn't have to do all that. It was just kind of like everybody just kind of kicked back into like how shit used to be and everybody was like catching up and it was good. I was like, you know what, that kind of sets the tone for what the rest of the year has because we're starting fresh. There's a lot of fresh slates, being started.
So let's close out since we're in the same mentality. So what is your one goal? If we have to have a resolution, what is your one goal for this year and your aim? You want me to go first?
Let's hear from you because I described a little bit of what I'm looking forward to this year and we didn't hear from you.
A lot of things that I want to get accomplished. But right now where my mentality is at is, look, we just spent a large segment on the Katt Williams stuff and what have you. Because, it's a topic of discussion or what have you. We're content creators or we have a podcast, so why not talk about stuff?
Yeah.
Outside of that, I want to focus, me personally, on high frequency shit. I'm loudmouth about it, and people always disagree with me about it. I get mad at the Charleston Whites and the Kanye Wests and the Katt Williams and all of these type of characters because they're dividers. And my mentality right now is on unity.
You've been strong on that.
My behavior,
yeah,
my actions is to be a unifier and a function on high frequency. It can't be like that all the time. Sometimes we got to talk about some low frequency shit. But as I live my life, I think I want to get away from low frequency shit and focus keep my mind focused more on high frequency shit. And I think you know me by this point as a person that I don't just talk about it. I'm going to do it. If, you know what I'm saying? At any point in chance. Or
live it. Yeah.
You don't live it. At any point in chance that you get to be on some high frequency shit and show how it's supposed to be done, that's what I want to do. And stay away from low frequency shit.
Yeah.
So I aside from all my goals, that's my main goal.
That might be something a lot of people need to do.
They need to do.
Yeah.
That's fine. I mean, you're working on it. But I do that, and I want to make sure solidly that this is going to be my lifestyle.
Yeah.
To just stay on some high frequency shit and do as Nipsey Hussle said, let goofies be goofies.
Yeah. And,
stay on a marathon.
And it's always like a process. You're going to start little by little.
Every day it's a challenge.
Yeah. And, some people think that you got to just dive all the way in.
It's a decision at a time.
Yeah. It's like you do it little by little, step by step. And then, you're going to end up where you end up. But it's the focus and the dedication.
It's decision making.
Yeah.
Somebody does something to me, and I get to decide how I'm going to behave. Me. Yeah. It's all about choices. I realize the consequences of my actions, and I make choices accordingly.
Yeah, yeah.
And I just want to be making the most high-frequency choice every fucking time.
I might take you up on that. I'm going to try to do the same.
Okay.
Because I think that's what matters. Don't get me wrong, though. I'm still gonna have my moment of honesty and shit talk
for sure.
That's never going away.
That's never going. I mean, that's part of my DNA. I think that's how we function, and that fine because that's how you all should live your life. You address shit man to man. A man.
I do think people will also need to have more honesty when it comes to whether it's your friends, your family. I think that there's been a lot of, and I've noticed it where it's just a lot of yes, a lot of yes, a lot of yes, or a lot of staying silent.
Mm-hmm.
And there's nobody either motivating or helping people, even when they're in the wrong. There's nothing said,
Being honest
and
taking honesty are two different things.
And it's a two-way street.
Yes.
Somebody got to be ready to take it.
Can you take honesty?
Yeah. But even if they can't, I think some people still need to be upfront with things. Like if they're your friends, they're your family members, be straight up. Even if they don't like it, everything that's being critiqued is not liked, right?
And it's not hate.
Yeah, and it's not hate at all. And if that person takes it that way, well, then you know where their mind is at.
Sure.
Yeah.
And if you can't see that
somebody's trying to help.
I'm doing this because I fuck with you.
Yeah.
That I don't want you to look certain way or something, or maybe I see something that you don't.
Yeah, yeah.
But also, some people take things the wrong way.
Of course.
And then they go through their process, and then they'll come back to you. I don't like the way you said it, but I heard you.
Yeah.
I heard you, but you ain't got to do it you know what I'm saying?
That's why I'm glad that people who know me are the ones who tend to come and, have these conversations in regards to what I think about this or, the move that they're about to make over here.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't shy away from telling it how I think it is. And sometimes it doesn't sound good. It doesn't sound pleasant because it's not what they want to hear.
Yeah.
But, especially when somebody's talking about either lifestyle changes, whatever.
You're a sniper, dog. You
Sometimes.
Say, even when you're telling the truth, it's snide remarks that get the niggas that's yo, chill the fuck out.
That's part of the game, yo.
But it's the truth,
Yeah.
right? You're not giving me all at one time. You're sniping me with true shit.
Yeah.
So it sort of feels like
you're
taking shots, nigga.
Hey, man.
But a lot of times to be the truth.
Hey, but
your approach is...
My point gets across.
Yeah, your approach is terrible.
I ain't lost friends over it, so,
No, because the people that you surround yourself with are people that, I don't like the way that shit feels.
Mm.
I feel you. I feel where you're coming from.
Yeah. That's another important thing, too, is knowing who you're surrounding yourself with. Because, and it didn't sound like some dumb advice type shit, but, it's reality. I always say I like to surround myself with people who either inspire me or who I can learn from.
Right.
People who I can actually, engage in an actual conversation with, opposed to just hearing, oh, hey, what's up? Or what you up to? That's all you have to offer me is what you up to.
Or
there's no other conversation.
I can't talk to somebody that agrees with everything.
Yeah, you right.
I get nothing out of that.
Yeah.
Which means I'm not afraid to talk to somebody with a totally. I think that's we need more of. Talking to people with a different mindset.
Yeah.
Even if we don't agree, we can meet in the middle. We just agree to disagree, or I felt some of the things you talk about. I don't agree. But I ain't scared of the conversation with somebody that thinks or talks different than me.
People shouldn't be afraid of that.
That's not true. That's not reality of
some
humans.
People either they probably feel various different feelings.
You go towards your tribe.
Maybe they feel stupidity. Maybe they feel like they're getting bashed. There's always a different a reason on why they don't want to engage in that type of conversation because either,
arguing from emotion, haven't researched your actual perceptions, but that's the learning tool.
Or
you bounce something off and you don't like the way it comes back at you, you wasn't ready.
Yeah.
You got a lot of opinions and nothing to back that up with, but you can't understand that until you face something that's different from you.
Yeah.
And maybe that can help you grow. Being afraid of that shit, I don't subscribe to that at all. I don't subscribe to that at all. I welcome criticism. I welcome a challenge.
That's what it's all about.
Being wrong is cool because right is right next to it. As soon as I'm wrong, the answer usually comes. Nah, nigga, you're wrong, and this is why. So now I learn.
Yeah.
Unless you're afraid of that shit. Then you just stay in your shell. Keep talking to the same people that agree with you. Yes. I don't fuck with that.
See how far you get.
See how far you get.
Yeah, man.
I don't fuck with that shit, man. High frequency shit 2024. High
I
frequency.
like it. Name of the pod.
High frequency.
I like it.
That shit.
Well, I guess real quick, just to answer your question, I guess being on somewhat similar mindset in regards to the high frequency, I do think that I do want to touch on a few other things. A few things that maybe I don't want to speak on just yet because I want to make sure it happens first, before I speak it into existence. But there's a few things of interest that I want to pursue. But also, like I said, I do want to evolve what this show has become. Like I said, I think there's so much to offer here. Not only that, but it's a platform that's been built that has been ongoing for a number of years. And it's a place, I feel like it's the only place outside of just hanging out with friends where I can actually have real conversations and speak my mind. And I think that's good for people. I don't think there's some who don't do it enough. And for me, I know that it helps me every day. I think that's part of why I don't really deal with much stress is because I'm always having conversation.
Can't hear what you don't reveal. You talk about shit.
Yeah. So, I think that's part of what keeps me going on this type of thing. No matter how busy I'm getting, I got my kiddos, and, single dad type shit. And, I try to manage and make it happen. Not only that, but we obviously work jobs and shit too. Sure. So all this stuff is time managing is what I've been learning over the past few years.
It's an art, bro.
And I'm just glad that I finally kind of found a way. But, like I said, this year I want to add a few things. So it's going to be a matter of managing that as well. Sure. So that's going to be a task for me. And it's really me testing myself. So I think that's really kind of the goal in itself.
Just don't be afraid to fail.
Oh, no. I failed before. And people who say that they don't fail or act like that doesn't exist, they're lying to themselves.
Well, I mean, if your mentality is that I don't fail, I just learn. Okay.
That's fair too.
I'll accept that.
Yeah, that's fair. But what do you do when you fail is what matters. What do you do after
That's what shows your makeup. Yeah.
Yep, that's what matters. But yeah, man, that's what I'm looking forward to this year. I'm excited. Hopefully, God allowing, I'll be able to do another trip, maybe a couple trips. That's something that I miss was the travel. Right. I miss being able to see new places, enjoy places, even places that I've already been to that I'm just I really have an appreciation for them. And I just I want to kind of get back to that little by little, so, time willing, we'll see if that happens. But, I'm looking forward to some of those things.
I want to put out 2 projects. I don't know what they're going to be. I'm in the process of writing 2 books. I'm in the process of thinking about doing.
Wow, you can't
finish out the music. I know.
Trash.
Finishing out the music. There's also a lot of other projects that I'm working on. So.
Oh, also, I'm going to be starting a Kai Phoenix book this week from my collection that I haven't read yet.
Oh, shit. Wow.
So I that's another.
You read one, so
I just added that to my goals for the year just now.
Okay, I appreciate that, dog.
Because
the South got something to say.
This man. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that too. I do want to make reading as a part of my, even if it's just a little bit a day.
Have to, dog.
I want to do a little bit because it takes me away from the phone.
Yeah.
That's one of the major things because I also feel like I have a little bit of a phone addiction without realizing it.
I got a big one.
The phone is pause. Well, you didn't have to say it to me.
Okay, all right. Pause.
You had to say it to me.
Direct eye contact. Pause.
Yeah, you was looking at me right in the eyes.
Yeah, but
But yeah, man, that's another thing I'm adding to the list. So time management, man. If I can make it happen, I'm gonna attempt to do so.
It's an art, bro.
And I will be starting this week. So those are my goals. At least a few of them for now.
Yeah. I think the overall goal for me is put your head down, go to work. Pause. Put your head down, go to work,
Christ.
execute, accomplish, putting some stuff out, and stay on the high zone. You know what I'm saying? Unite whenever possible. That's a legacy, bro.
Yeah. That's something that will be remembered.
Actions, yeah, with your actions, create.
Mm-hmm.
Bring shit together. Put people on.
Look at you growing up. Hey, real quick though, I don't want to forget. The crush got to come back.
Does it?
It's got to.
Does it?
I miss it. It feels like something's left out.
I don't know. I think we should take a poll if people think people care about our crushes.
They do.
Nah, can't.
If people didn't reach out to me,
I don't believe that
with crush references, then I would think it wouldn't matter.
That is a thing. I will say that.
And somebody sent me one today.
I will say that. I don't know if people feel about that. All right.
Nobody talks to you.
True.
Yo, man, but hey, this was great. I'm glad we're back, and this is, like I said, this is always, I guess, in a sense, therapeutic for me.
I like the real talk.
So it's been many of weeks.
I can't wait for people
we've been
to be
absent.
like, "You're a fucking idiot." I can't wait.
Oh, you cunt.
Yeah, I can't wait. Like, this nigga's always wrong.
I would love for somebody to call me a cunt one day.
That's a different feeling, bro.
I feel like
That's one of those, you gotta laugh at that.
Yeah,
you have to laugh at that.
I would enjoy it.
That's like getting flicked off by a kid.
Yeah.
At first you're like, what the fuck? But then it's funny.
You ever
know what
flick
I'm saying?
somebody off in the street? Like when they like almost cut you off or like almost hit your car?
Nah, that's not my thing.
I've done it once.
Nah, I'm gonna go get in your face.
What if you're just driving still? You gonna follow him? You would follow. See, that's that terrorist shit right there.
If I feel a sort of way, dog, look, I live on a policy of if I feel a sort of way at that moment, I'm either gonna do something or not.
Don't talk about it, be about it.
If I don't do nothing, you gotta let it go.
Yeah.
Because you had your opportunity to deal with something. If you didn't at the moment, then let it go. And a lot of times I'm gonna let it go because before I make a decision to do shit.
Yeah.
I don't just get mad. I make a decision to be mad. That's a different.
That's interesting.
That's a different thing. I'm not letting niggas get under my skin. I make a decision.
Yo, pause.
Whether I don't like. Okay.
Yo, whoa.
I don't know if that was a super pause for all that. I deserved a button.
Weed every day.
I deserve 2 buttons and a weed reference.
Yeah.
Nah, but what I'm saying is
weed reference was to calm it down.
Sure. Sure. But to let people have that kind of power, nah. If you do something that I think I find offensive,
yeah,
I'll think about it. And if I still think it was disrespectful, like first I got to think about the consequences of what I do. And if I'm okay with that, then that's your ass. 9 times out of 10,
yeah, you are a big thinker.
I'm not okay with that.
Yeah, you think a lot. You think a lot.
Yeah,
about everything.
It's important, dog. Being reactive. Look, all right, we about to be on some toxic shit. Being reactive, I think it's female-ish type behavior.
Explain.
It's emotion. I explode because I don't like the way you made me feel. Pause.
Yo.
You hear me though?
I've never heard somebody say explode because they didn't like it.
Because you don't have like that.
I don't like the way you're fucking me. I'm exploding.
No, but that type of temperament.
Yeah.
I don't like the way you made me feel, so I immediately go into something that I'm going to regret.
Yeah.
I'm too old for that kind of shit. I got people that are dependent on me. You understand what I'm saying?
No.
All right.
Yes.
So if I'm going to smack you in your face, I got to think about all angles. If I hit you and they call a popo, somebody's going to suffer because I couldn't control my attempt. Because I didn't like the way you made me feel, so somebody else has to suffer. My kid's going to suffer because I don't like the way you made me feel as a man.
What do you think about the power slap? UFC's power slap. You think you can?
You mean that's the sport?
You think you can hang in there?
Hold on, listen.
Yes.
I want everybody to hear me and hear me clear.
Sure.
The slap competitions,
yeah,
is white people shit.
That is white people shit. I only seen
And
whites.
nowhere in the black DNA tells me to stand there and let you get your shit off.
Sit there and take it.
Yeah. Let you get your shit off. I'll wait while you slap my brains around my skull. Let's see if I'm not unconscious. If I'm not unconscious, then I get my chance. It's not even in my DNA, bro. I think that's white people shit.
That's wild. I was like, how did we get here? Come on, Dana White.
That's not a sport that we dominate. And we should, because, slapping is,
Slapping is slapping.
But nah, that's not a sport that we're going to dominate because I think slapping is white people shit. I'm not standing there, nigga. I'm a boxing nigga. Nah, you're going to earn them punches.
Yeah.
If you catch me, you got to be good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a wild sport, though.
That's a wild sport, dog. I hate it every time I see it. I can't stand when people glorify
clip always comes
You're
up.
just going to stand there and let a dude smack headphones out your ear. I mean, fucking, the ear protection out your ear.
I don't know what seems worse, though. The lady ones look a little aggressive, too. I'm like,
It's still,
Jesus.
man, that's some white people shit.
Yeah,
I'm not standing there letting you smack me in the face for a sport.
That's crazy.
I only got about 2 fucking competitions before I lose some of my hearing. Eat a dick. I'm standing there for that shit.
You might be damaging some brain cells in there.
Yeah, man. I'm not just gonna stand there. That's sort of like Revolutionary War type shit.
You can't move. You can't dodge it either.
Dog, that's like Revolutionary War type shit. We both just stand here and aim guns at each other and shoot.
It's a duel.
Fuck that shit, dog.
Yeah, fuck that.
Nah, let's take it to some boxing.
That's fair.
We're going
to
duck dive,
the manly
dodge.
way.
Yeah.
Let's do shit the man way, the old fashioned way.
I'm standing there, dog.
Well, let's get these crushes off, man. Off top. First one of the year. What we doing?
You go first, man.
You want Halle Berry?
I will never have Halle Berry as my crush.
I should do it on purpose.
Smegula Degler. I don't care what nobody says.
Damn, what? You want to talk about it?
She's Smegula Degler, bro.
Hey, man.
She's Smegula Degler, bro.
She's fine, though. She's vintage.
Is she?
Yes.
She's Smegula Degler, bro.
She's vintage.
She's not vintage, dog.
She's like 50.
And?
That's vintage. She's fine and 50.
Holly don't look like that, bro.
Yes, she do.
She don't.
I saw her at the UFC fights. She looked like that.
Whatever, dog. I will never have Halle Berry as my crush.
I want her to have Mickey. Halle, I'm ready. No, for real though. I got one though. Shout out to the alley oop. First alley oop of the year. So shout out to homegirl Sequoia yet again. We got Lauren Wood. You know her?
What you got? Tell me about
her. She has a baby daddy that you probably know. Football player baby daddy. She's a model. Probably, these what they call them, influencers. I don't watch any of it, but
what she look like?
Oh, take a look. Light skin.
Of course.
My favorite.
Why? Ooh, let's get into it. Why is light skin your favorite?
Why is it?
That's Smegula Degler, bro.
I like it. She's cute.
It's Smegula Degler.
Why do I like light skin?
Be careful.
But I don't discriminate.
All right.
I won't do anything.
But answer the
let me watch how I word it. Light skin.
I think this is not going to go the way you think it's going to go.
It's always been a preference, and it's always
why.
Well, it's also always been the type that shows interest in me. I guess you could say.
You only like what likes you?
No, but when they're around enough. I did have a run where I had a lot of dark skins after me.
Yeah, but you didn't answer the question. Why do you prefer light skin?
Preference, I think.
Dog.
It has to be a blend, though. Are we talking about just light skinned black women?
So what you're saying is a fetish.
I guess you could say that.
That's not a good thing, right?
I love the skin. I'm a skin person.
What is the skin? You like the lightness of the skin, or you
like the blend of brown? I like the brownish.
You like mixed chick? You're still in that bag.
I do like mixed,
I like
but
it.
it's not
She's exotic.
It's not necessary. But I do gravitate to the Hispanic.
Okay.
But I like that too because I like the bilingualness. I like women to speak to me in Spanish.
Okay.
I didn't realize I liked that till later in life. But I was like, oh, I do like this. I like it a lot. So sometimes...
You know, Spanish people come in dark skin too, right?
Shit, let me meet one. I'll
Okay.
love it. I told you, I don't discriminate.
Yeah, but you said, you like the light skin one.
Shit,
so.
throw me a white girl to speak Spanish. I might even take that. I'm not even a white fan.
Get the fuck out of here, dog.
You think I'm a white fan?
I really do. For the shit, the kinky
Really?
shit that you're into, you're gonna need a white girl, bro.
I know, the white girls, that's the first time that anal's ever happened.
Okay.
And it was a white girl, and I was like, I'm not surprised. I'm not.
I mean, there's other people, but you could argue that it's quicker to get there, or you can argue against that because
It'd be their idea.
when I was younger, when you're watching porn, the first time you see anal and shit, that was like Brazilian shit. Like that was like every day for them. Like it's nothing. So the argument could be, they would do it more. We just don't have more of that.
That's fair.
So
That is fair.
maybe you need to
Shout out to the Brazilians.
Maybe you need to brush up on your Portuguese. Portuguese.
I need to expand my horizons.
Do you listen to Portuguese? You know what Portuguese sounds like?
Yeah, I mean, I don't.
It sounds like drunk Spanish.
It does sound a little wild.
Sounds like a Muppet Spanish person.
It seems like that whenever I hear like UFC fighters when they finish, winning their fights, and then they start doing this whole speech after
being punched
and
for 30 straight
Yo,
minutes.
The fact that you have the energy to do a whole speech,
They don't have the energy, but they have to do the speech.
Pounded.
Yeah.
Nah, you can say what you got to say.
Make niggas think
briefly.
after they've been taking a couple knees and elbows.
Bro, they be taking it to the face hard. Pause.
Hey, yo!
Yeah, and they still do like a whole 5-minute speech.
They ain't got a
That's
choice.
ridiculous.
They ain't got a choice.
Hey, man.
Them niggas be like 7 years ago.
You know what? You know what it is? They just want to talk to Joe Rogan. That's all.
I guess so. And Joe Rogan wants to talk to them.
That's fair.
I do a young lady on named Love Dorsey.
Love Dorsey.
Yeah, she's on Instagram. She's like a motivational speaker from Texas, and she is like straight up real talk. She gives it to you like there's no chaser at this bar.
Give it to you raw.
Yeah. This is hard liquor here. If you can't take it, stay the fuck out this bar.
Hey.
Male and female. I just love.
She got a show?
I just love. Not yet, but she's been doing a lot of speaking engagements and stuff. But her Instagram is
on and popping.
She be saying that shit, man. She's a well thought out person, well researched. But she talk like us.
Oh shit.
But her mind, dog. Her mind. I respect her mind so goddamn much. I respect her delivery.
On the show.
I don't think we can afford her. And by we, I mean you.
Oh shit! Damn. He's like, but I'm just putting myself in the same breath.
Yeah,
we are one.
But nah, Love Dorsey. I respect her. I respect her mind. I respect her delivery. She looks great. I think she's getting into music too, but who doesn't? I think that's the way. You go on the Instagram and you get on music.
Everybody has their moments.
It is what it is, bro.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Well, shit, man. Shout out to the Crushers. Stephen A., what's up? Well, I do want to shout out before we close out. Well, of course, everybody who's been tapping in and being patiently waiting for us to return.
Yeah.
If you're tuned in with us this week, man, we appreciate it. Definitely like, share, subscribe. Man.
We had to come back, nigga.
Yeah. I mean, but we don't expand without the help of the listeners. So,
shout out to all of
we
listeners.
definitely I'm not going to tell you what to do on your platforms, but hey, any help is appreciated. Whether it's to share, a like, even your feedback. The feedback matters to me. It matters to Kai.
If you don't fuck with me, tell me you don't fuck with me.
Tell him.
But tell me why.
Hey, a bunch of middle finger emojis.
But why?
Aimed at him.
Yeah, do like 5 middle finger emojis.
No reason.
But then say why you don't like me.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, we would love to hear it. Even if you listen on Apple Podcasts, be sure you can rate and review it. Leave your review there. We definitely will read it on here. And yeah, man, make sure y'all stream us everywhere. We back. We back at it again.
We back, dog.
What a
talk
thing.
is cheap, motherfucker.
Hey, man, it's
make
coming.
it make sense.
The merch is coming. I hope y'all enjoy it. Y'all love it. I think the colorway is gonna be fantastic. It'll be suitable. And it's going to be fantastic for the spring season.
Put it on your body bones.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Just think about it. Stew that over.
That was a little strange to me.
Stew that over.
Hey, Unity. Shout out to everybody doing it. Everybody who's still working hard. All the creatives out here.
Yes, sir. Shout out to you.
We're in a different mindset now, man. And we want everybody to win. Let's not hate on this, or let's hate on each other less. How about that? You still gotta have a little bit of hate. A little bit of hate does as well.
But do it to their face.
To their face. As always. That's
hate to the face.
That's the best way to do it.
That's the best way to do it. Hate to the face.
I also want to do a shout out real quick. There's a homie, super dope, real genuine dude, Daniel G.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of the most consistent guys I've seen working. He's always in the studio. He's always doing some shit. Honestly, his music, I will say, is really growing on me more. Like, I like the sound that he presents. It kind of gives me a little bit of Travis Scott vibes in a sense. But I like that he's just doing him. He's doing him. I think if I'm not mistaken, everything is original. So he's definitely investing in himself. And he got a dope little record called That's Him. It's a new single that he has. New video is out right now. So, man, shout out to him. I'm going to go ahead and run that hoe right now. Anything else
before that, I would like to give a shout out to Chad Stewart. Chad Stewart is a listener.
Yes, I'm familiar with Chad.
Chad is a dedicated listener.
Whoa, hey, yo.
He's a dedicated listener that always responds. He shows love. He tells you when he disagrees with you.
Yeah.
He tells you when he agrees with you. So I fuck
that's
with him.
What's all
I
about.
fuck with his opinion. So
that's what's all about.
Chad.
We like real opinions, real feedback. We're not with the yes talk. So, if there's anything we can improve on, hey, hit us up. Whether it's me or Kai, it doesn't matter. If you hate Kai, just hit up his DMs or his comments. I definitely want to see that. So, but yeah, man, this is Daniel G. The single is called That's Him on the new shit, just streaming now on YouTube. Make sure y'all tap in, show him some love, man. Hey, we out of here.
Send my baby to work, she gon' make a back end. You know I got that work, but we ain't serving past 10. They say they getting money, but I know that's past 10. I pull up to the function, got them yelling nonsense. Send my baby to work, she gon' make a back end. You know I got that work, but we ain't serving past 10. They say they getting money, but I know that's past 10. I pull up to the function, got them yelling nonsense. I soon walk in the titty club, I'm throwing wine. No, I'm one-on-one. They gon' let me in with my gun. Bitch, I bought the loud and I'm smoking gas. If I'm throwing racks, they gon' throw some man. The way I'm throwing money up, I bet you wonder how I get this bag. I bet you wonder how I get this bitch. How I get that wheel. You know I'm in my bowl again, little bitch. You better get a deal. Bitch, you better say sorry. Chop the block with an A. Hey, my bitch, you better pay the shit. Worry about her face. Hey, they asking when they gon' pay him. Bring the work and they weigh in. Watch him make the K today. Chopping out the days. Hey, the feds on my tail again. They pulled me up in 2010. They ripped the seats, but ain't find no word. The odds high. Better find them first. When I fuck you off a pack, you make me feel away. Every fucking show, you know I chill the stage. And my trap go crazy, I hear every play. Pussy in me quick, cause I'm having my way. Send my baby to work, she gon' make a back end. You know I got that work, but we ain't serving past 10. They say they getting money, but I know that's past 10. I pull up to the function, got them yelling nonsense. Send my baby to work, she gon' make a back end. You know I got that work, but we ain't serving past 10. They say they getting money, but I know that's past 10. I pull up to the function, got them yelling nonsense.
Somebody did this.